everyone, and welcome back to Tokyo Tuesdays, the segment in which I head to the Tokyo Disney theme parks to sample and review every last eatery. For our 56th episode, we had another request. Twice over, actually. 2 people requested this location. So, for Patrice Mitchell and MPC, we're taking a look at the Crystal Palace. To get to the Crystal Palace, start in Tokyo Disneyland. Head straight on into the World Bazaar. Continue going straight all the way through until you emerge on the other side. At this point, you'll want to turn left. Turn right again to head in the vague direction of the main road that heads back towards the castle, but keep veering to your left, passing through the various islands of grass. You'll eventually come to a pathway running parallel to the main road. Follow this pathway along, and there, on your left, you'll easily find the Crystal Palace. The Crystal Palace is a priority seating location, which means reservations are required. Its white-framed building is covered in windows, including the roof, lending itself to a very classy greenhouse sort of aesthetic. Inside, planters and flower-printed seats and carpets continue this association. Carefully placed mirrors help the limited space feel larger than it is. The food is served buffet style, so come ready to eat. Today, we are at the Crystal Palace, I believe it's called. Crystal Palace Restaurant. I'm kind of backlit, I know, I'm sorry. This is where they sat us. April is currently getting the rest of her food. I have already gotten my food. So I got the pork curry and rice. I got little cherry tomatoes. I got apple slices. I got oranges. I got some sort of braised vegetables. I got chicken nuggets that are shaped like Mickey Mouse because I love food shaped like things. And I got something that looks suspiciously like salami but was labeled as a tube steak. So we'll figure out what that is together. In addition, I have melon soda, which is good, and then I have my desserts, which I did not even get all of the desserts they had offered. They had so many and they all look delicious. I got little strawberry mousse cakes. Thank you. I got this apple cobbler. I got the chocolate cake. I got a mango and coconut cream cake. April just brought me a napkin because she's kind. She also dropped off her desserts, which I'm going to show you just because they look great. She got 2 of the regular plain cupcakes and another sort of chiffon mousse cake. Looks good. So yeah, that's dinner, or lunch, I guess. That's lunch today. Very exciting. Happy to be inside where there's no wind. It's a beautiful day at the park today. It's just really windy, which messes with my sound recording. I'm gonna try my tube steak first because I'm really curious. I'm also gonna eat it with my hands because I have no manners. It's bologna. It's bologna.
It's bologna.
Oh God! It made the plate pink underneath where it was.
I kind of realize it's a bad name, but at the same time you're like, pink!
I know. That's awful. I'm gonna eat it anyways. I'm actually really surprised at how small this place is. I always thought that it was a lot bigger from the outside. Alright, let's try these broiled vegetables.
Aren't they roasted?
Roasted. They're also cold.
That's not nice. That's not what you want.
No, it wasn't really what I wanted. Tasty, but like iced. So like deliberate, not just like, oh, they've been sitting out and they cooled off. No, like these are deliberately cold. Curry's good.
The pasta's cold.
Sorry?
Pasta's cold.
Pasta's cold? Oh no! Curry is good, but like you say, kind of cold. This one not deliberately so, more just like it cooled off. All right, let's try some nuggets. I'm pretty sure I know what they're gonna taste like.
Magic.
Nugget. Nuggets are good. Fancier than like McDonald's nuggets. All right, moving on to desserts. Let's try the tart first. tart. Looks good. It's good. Not as good as I'd hoped, but still good. Strawberry mousse. Strawberry mousse, strawberry mousse, strawberry mousse. Strawberry mousse is good. Mango coconut cream cake. Mango coconut cream cake. That's quite good. And chocolate cake. Looks like chocolate cake. And tastes like chocolate cake. And is quite delicious. So yes, that's all for the Crystal Palace right now. We might check back in later, depending on what happens, but for now...
Round 2.
Yeah. See you later. Return. How was it? Service is a 3 out of 5. I had to get reservations in order to eat at this location, and in order to get reservations, I had to wait in line. I tried to get the online reservations, but once again my efforts were thwarted with that. While I was waiting in line, the staff at this location did recommend the online reservations service to me, however none of us could get it to work. I do appreciate the effort, though. I understand that they're probably just trying to manage the line so it doesn't get too unwieldy, but I appreciate, the sort of the side effects of that, which are managing expectations. They do let you know very upfront that just because you're waiting in line, you're not guaranteed a spot in the reservations. So that's an important thing to know, and they don't hide that from you. Also, I just appreciate the fact that they are trying to get you a reservation as soon as possible. They don't want you to have to wait in line any longer than you have to, and it's nice that they're trying to make that go quickly so that you can get on with your day and do more fun things that aren't just waiting in line. So that's nice. Later on in the day, when we came back for our meal and actually made it into the restaurant, service continued to be very, very nice. Every time we finished with a plate and set it to the side of the table, it would instantly be cleared away. It was very nice. So yeah, 3 out of 5. Atmosphere is a 3 out of 5. I was actually surprised at how small this location is. So many of these places I go to, and once I'm on the inside, I realize that they actually take up several buildings worth of facade. But that is not the case here. This place is about half as big as I thought that it would be from the outside. It does not go nearly as far back as I thought, so that's a thing. Additionally, the tables were not as clean as we might have liked, to the point where it was noticeable enough to take note of. So that is also a thing. And lastly, there is the eternal problem of it just doesn't tie into any particular movie, and I much prefer locations that actually relate to a specific movie rather than just a general feel. Speaking of general feel, this is technically part of Adventureland, but nothing about this location says adventure in the slightest. It's very much like the gazebo in that regard, in that it has a very sort of proper British feel to it, and, finger sandwiches and luncheons, and nothing adventurous at all, unless you consider croquet adventurous. So, yeah. That said, it is a very beautiful location. I love, 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 love the greenhouse look to it, with all the windows that let the sun in. It is very, very beautiful. It's just not anything that you couldn't find outside the park. So, 3 out of 5. Price is a 2 out of 5. For the price you're paying, which is 3,090 yen, the quality of food should be better. Now, it is a buffet, so technically you could attempt to eat enough food to balance out that price and make it worthwhile, but you shouldn't have to. I don't think. Additionally, they do limit the amount of time that you're allowed to stay in the restaurant. They do tell you this up front, it's not a surprise, but you can't just, you know, park in the restaurant and just eat all day. So that does sort of put a kibosh on eating your fill. Additionally, this is a character dining location, so part of that 3,090 yen is supposed to go towards the little meet and greet hellos that you have with the various characters at your table. And that would indeed help make that price more worth it. But in order for that to be the case, the character meet and greets would have actually had to happen, which they didn't. And I was kind of disappointed by that. I found out later that apparently the character dining is only during breakfast. It doesn't happen at all during the rest of the day, and I probably could have figured that out with a little bit more careful reading on my part. So while I can't really blame that on them, I do still feel like without the character dining, the 3,090 yen price tag is a bit steep. So yeah, 2 out of 5. The food is a 3 out of 5. On the whole, everything here is very, very aggressively average. There are a few main courses that were served cold that I would have preferred to be served warm, but that could be chalked up to differing taste palettes. Most of the kids' menu here was really good, and the desserts were all definitely above average. So if you're looking to gorge yourself on desserts, this is not a bad choice for that. However, if you're looking for a more hearty main course, then perhaps a different location would be a better option. 3 out of 5. Overall, this gives the Crystal Palace an average rating of 2.75, and I honestly kind of feel like they're lucky to be getting that much, so we'll leave it there. With a 2.75, this ties the Crystal Palace with 6 other eateries on the master list. I'm going to slot it in just above the Fresh Fruit Oasis, but below Plasma Ray's Diner, earning it 41st place. Meanwhile, on the table service lineup, it's going to come in last place, being the first location we've had on this particular list to earn less than a 3. Whoops. So, that's it for this week. Come back next week if you want to find out where I'll be then. Hint! If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to leave those down below. We'd love to hear from you. A special thanks once again to Patrice Mitchell and MCP for suggesting this week's location. Give this video a big ol' thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like what we do. We'd surely appreciate it. If social media is more your flavor, you can find us there, links to that in the description box. And I will see you next week for another Tokyo Tuesday.